Hello, Charlesetta mother. Um, I'm going to kind of direct you on talking about some things from our heritage. This is Charlesetta Pendleton Whiting, 80 years old. Squire. This is the
Cheers,
Cheers,
Pendleton White.
Cheers Pendleton Whiting, excuse me. This is the salmon and, well, my plate had the rice, right? Well, she had grits that she made this morning. So, Mother, we were just talking about your father, Tommy,
Tommy
fondly
Cheers.
known as DD. Cheers, and some of the history of his family. Now, we talked about his five siblings: Bessie, Ressie. Now, can you call their last names? Bessie Watts.
She was best. She married a Watts.
She married a Watts.
Bessie.
And Ressie. And who
Uh-huh.
was Bessie's husband? Do you remember?
Yeah, Uncle William.
Uncle William Watts.
hmm
And then Ressie.
That was that. Uncle William Watts. That was uh, um, um, Miss Henrietta Golson brother.
Okay. So Ressie's last name, married name was
Watts.
Watts. Ressie was Watts too.
No. Bessie was Watts.
Okay, and Ressie was
Washington.
Washington.
Hugh Washington was her husband.
Hugh Washington. And he loved his best Ressie.
Yeah, he loved his best.
Okay. And now who were their kids?
Their kids were um, Louise, Hillary, Tommy Lee. We called them brother. And yeah. Oh, Minnie.
Okay.
I can't call her real name, but she married a Coley.
Okay.
And so all of you out there, kin to them, you kin to me. Okay.
Okay, so now this is Ressie's
What-
children.
And let me finish. Finish
Okay.
calling them.
Yes, ma'am.
And um, let me see. I did call Louise. Okay. Oh, um, there's one more. Oh God, I can't call her name.
It'll come to you. Me in the meantime, let me ask you a question. Now,
Okay.
you had mentioned earlier that Louise died in childbirth. She was in her 50s giving.
I think she was in her 50s.
Okay, and the child lived.
Yeah.
You remember the child's name?
Or as I know, they call her Recipe.
Recipe. Okay. And do you remember her other children?
I don't remember
Their names? Okay.
her other children.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cause really, I'm gonna tell you this: we couldn't travel to certain aunts' houses because they kept tabs on us. I
Okay.
mean,
That-
mom and them kept
That
tabs.
they knew that they kind of.
Some of them kind of wild.
Oh, okay. That's what the people said. Wow. So, okay, so we covered Bessie. Now let's go back to Bessie. Who were her children?
Her children, the first one was Gracie May.
Grace and May.
Um, she had her out of wedlock. You see Gracie May and Clement.
Clement.
Um, what did I call that boy's name a while ago? I told you look so much like Dee Dee.
I forgot. It'll come to you. Okay.
Eli.
Eli. Okay.
Eli.
Eli. And those were her children, as you recall.
That was some of her children.
There were some. Of them.
And one was Bessie. Was Bessie May. She I think she ran off with Tom B. Long time ago.
One of
One of
Bessie's
her
children.
Bessie's children when she was about 14, I believe.
Okay, she ran off to where?
Wherever Tom B was in Chicago. Or
In
something.
Chicago, up north. Okay.
Everybody was trying to get away from down here.
Okay, and a lot of times we talk about people being wild and running off, but in fact, it's almost like, well, they said, well, am I going to go back in this cotton field? Or I'm going to go up north and try to, make a better way for myself. Unfortunately, sometime it probably ended up being in some nightclub or dancer, but they said they'd rather do that than stay out in the cotton field all day. So understanding is grand, huh?
Yeah.
So we got Bessie, Ressie, Jessie, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's call the names first. Bessie, Ressie, Jessie, Tommy, which is your dad, my granddad,
And Walter.
and Walter, baby Walter. Okay, so now let's go to Jessie, which is Uncle Buddy. Let's call him from here on out Uncle Buddy, so everybody know who we talking about. So Uncle Buddy had the kid.
Uncle Buddy, or you can call him Uncle Jesse.
Uncle, okay, or Uncle some call him Uncle Jesse. Okay, so now, who were his children? Who was his wife?
His wife was Grady Mason. Grady.
Mason.
She was Grady Mason.
Grady
And
Mason.
she married him. She was Jones.
Jones, and we don't know how the difference in last name came. So essentially, Grady Mason, by the way, she's kin to, her dad was white, and she's kin to
I
the
think he was,
Masons out in Michigan City and
and everywhere.
and everywhere. Okay, so now who were their children?
Their children were Jesse. What was Jesse Jr. Gladys and Tom and
Maria.
no Susie,
Okay.
Betty, Marion, and I can't think of the other one.
Oh, her sister,
Mary.
Lillian.
Lillian is the baby.
Yeah. You still going. You trying to get to the baby. Okay, go ahead.
Lillian and Charles, her youngest, was Aunt Grady's youngest two children. And I'm trying to get to, the all of them was tall.
Okay, we're tall.
But I'm trying to, because it was me,
Yeah, because Lillian really is. And Marion too, yeah.
all of them were tall.
Okay. Okay.
And Marion and I can't call that girl. Some of them I just can't call the name.
Well, it'll come back. I'm going to try to let each one go no more than 10 minutes, and then I'm going to, because it's easier to load like that. So we have, so that was, now can you tell me real quick, now that was Jesse, and then you had Dee Dee. Or Tommy, that's my grandpa.
Yeah.
And his wife, Willie Mae, my grandma.
Willie Mae, she was Willie Mae Golson.
She was Willie Mae Golson. And they had,
Woods. You can call it Woods or Golson because she was, my grandmother was not married to Marcellus Golson because that's my mama's dad.
Your mama's daddy. Okay. And so before she married Dee Dee, she had Dorothy. And Dorothy's dad was
Dick Williams, I think.
Dick Williams.
I think it was something.
Okay, well I know he's related to the football player there. I'll have to pull it up. But Dorothy, then together they had Leroy,
Leroy,
Malu, which is Maddie, Mattie Booker, Leroy Cheers, Mattie Booker, Charles Etta Pendleton,
Cheers, Pendleton White.
Cheers Pendleton Whiting, even though, we just added the
Yeah.
Cheers, that's not a part of your official
Yeah,
name.
and
And then we have
Tom,
Tommy Cheers Jr., which is Junior, and then Lorraine,
James,
okay,
James, Lorraine, um, Maggie, and Bernice, Raymond, Eugene.
Eugene. I
Did
was,
I call
yeah,
him?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so those are the siblings. So I'm gonna slide this on and then do another one here.